loaded up already. Just let me know when you go ahead and get back into the game.
Yeah, I'm in the loading screen. There we go. I'm in. All is good in this HUD. So let's give you a quick rundown on the teams once again. Actually, we'll do that in just a second because CM may just jump in here on top of Bibby. He's actually going to, use his arcane shift first point in there. Possibly not a bad idea in terms of escape, and paying off at least has that one. The question is, what World Elite going to do now? They've spotted Bibby there, and World Elite will have given their position away. Let's give you a quick rundown of the teams then. We have for Taipei Assassins, Mistake on Soraka, Lil Balls on Trundle, Baby on Ezreal, Toys on Karthus, and Stanley on Shen. For World Elite, WX on Corki, YJTM on Nocturne, Messiah on Rise, Ife on Janna, and CM on Jack. So they're the two lineups. Once again, guys, I apologize that the client is slightly strange in terms of the announcements and things like that are actually a little bit broken. I think that was the last time I patched. Actually, the client just decided, you know what, I'm just going to break for you. That's no problem whatsoever. So that's how it is right now. But we don't miss anything in terms of the actual game. Just a lovely welcome to Summoner's Rift lady voice. So, Taipei Assassins here, going to be starting on the bottom side of their jungle. World Elite are already in the top side. Shen needs to be real careful here. He's actually going to come around, and surely he's going to go down here as well. He's going to be in trouble. Actually, will use the flash to get away and manages to survive that one. It is going to give blue buff, though, over onto World Elite. Interested to see whether it'll go over to Rise right from the get-go. No, it looks like CM will leave that as well for YJTM to be picking up. So blue buff going to be stolen here. Will World Elite take away the little lizards? Yes, they will. So at least the spawn time won't be too far out for Taipei Assassins. But, you know, a slight little advantage there for World Elite from the very get-go of the game.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the 3-2 split from come out from World Elite. They were really strong. They knew that they just wanted to kind of do a little bit of Wraith Harass. So you saw Corki and Janna poking there around the Wraith. That's something you primarily see out of like the European metagame is the AD carries for the purple side. They can't get double golems, but you can counter jungle the Wraiths, and that's exactly what they went ahead and did. The level 1 point in Arcane Shift there for Bebe is not something that's incredibly standard, but will allow him enough mobility to just make it out of every situation alive, and definitely what he wanted to be doing there, as apparently Stanley was not quite as lucky, and actually didn't was able to make it out there alive. I thought for sure he was going to give up first blood, but just Shen's so mobile. Forced to get taunt level 1, not necessarily the first skill you want on Shen, but like I said, same case as far as Bebe, just wants a lot of mobility, and everything's starting out 0-0, so nobody by World Elite getting picked off early on, like we did see Cal May get picked off earlier in the first game. But both teams, I don't know, Joe, what do you think about your boy Taipei Assassins' chances this time around?
I really like their lineup once again. I mean, you've obviously got Karthus in there, whose global ulti is probably one of the more fearsome around there. You've got Shen, who is the split push god. And obviously his ulti also being global, he can move pretty much anywhere to get in there. Lil Balls, we know how strong he is on jungle. But then, on Trundle, sorry, on Trundle, same thing, almost. But for World Elite, you know, they're 1-0 down. Corki Janna is a lane which I really, really like. How will Corki deal with the, with the poke that he's got up, that Ezreal's got up in towards this level 6 until obviously he gets his ulti, then Corki's can return it quite nicely as well. Nocturne actually in the jungle for me is always that big, strong pick, can always move in once he hits level 6 from a great, great distance. The question is, how are these lanes really going to measure up in the early stages? I mean, Jax, for me, also one of the best 1v1 fighters out there. Obviously, in the team fights as well, you can get the Counter-Strike out there, end up stunning pretty much the entire team if things fall right for you. So definitely, the World Elite have not got a bad lineup by any shadow of the imagination. But I'm still going to stick with Taipei Assassins for this one. I like the fact that, you know, globally they are pretty damn strong. They've got good poke. They are a very mobile team as well. Actually, Karthus does have teleport in from this middle lane, so that could come into play a little bit later on. I'm going to stick my money still with Taipei Assassins.
Yeah, I think this time around, World Elite does have a little bit of a better chance. If you guys have never seen Messiah play Rise, then you are in for a treat. You did see Rise banned out the first time around, but now it is back, and we will see that out on Messiah from World Elite. I'm really excited to see that. I think that Ezreal is really going to be kind of the wild card bottom lane if he gets taken down early thanks to a gank, and that's going to be something that's kind of going to crush Taipei Assassins. But I think Corki is also has a lot of mobility as well and is equally strong, scaling into the later parts of the game. With the peel that Janna has, I think that's going to be something that's will kind of turn bottom lane into sort of a passive aggressive lane. Going to see a lot of aggression, but I don't really think it's going to amount to very much, except that, oh wait, Wei Zhao just gets chunked there to about below half health, and without a healer in lane, that damage is going to be damage that will stick and may kind of turn the tide of the bottom lane as far as Corki is concerned. Forced to burn all but one of his potions already, and there he goes popping the last one. He is not going to be staying in lane very much longer after that.
And Nocturne here up in this middle lane. It's been waiting for Karthus to actually step out there. So far, that hasn't actually happened for them. Let's not forget, Taipei Assassins do have the power of the banana on their team, which everyone knows is the most
Bananas
awesome
OP.
attack. Oh, and here we go, coming down in towards the bottom pillar, will go down. WX, let's not forget, doesn't need to go too low because Karthus is in the lineup there. However, he would have survived that on 3 bars of health. Obviously, could have had the, I was going to say the heal, which obviously is not at all there from Janna, which is total rubbish anyway. And actually, there's no summoner heal across the board in this game, which I may have more expected from the World Elite lineup, obviously, just due to the fact that there is no heal there compared to what mistakes Soraka can put down. From top lane, Stanley versus CM currently not really had too much of a poke at each other. CS 44 to 45, as level as it could be. Corki has gone home, picked up Double Doran's Blade and a Vamp Scepter. He's got 58 CS to the 60 of Ezreal, who hasn't currently been home, so that shouldn't be too long until he actually heads home there as well. Shen got the regrowth pendant plus Heart of Gold compared to Jax, who Doran's Blade early on wants to get that bit of extra damage out. And a few people have rightly noticed that we are on the old graphics. That's because we are actually only patched to the Varus patch here on the Taiwanese tournament realm. We can see up in the top side of the map, we are seeing World Elite actually coming around. Lil Balls flashes away there to keep himself safe. We're at 8 minutes, so this blue buff will be ready to be picked up at any time. Actually, I tell a lie, it was Lil Balls who was already in there, so they were slightly too slow, World Elite, to get around for that blue buff, which of course they did steal first time around. And down at the bottom, Ezreal still not been home as of yet, and should be sitting on a good chunk of gold. Yeah, 2,000 gold currently for Ezreal, and he's just trying to bully WX out of that lane completely.
Yeah, and I think that Wei Zhao is actually having a pretty hard time, not due to, anything that Ezreal is doing. Well, it's kind of, a little bit of joint. Wei Zhao's not dodging, but Bebe just landing so many skill shots on Ezreal. And that's really what decides Ezreal lanes is can you land those skill shots? And the answer has been yes so far. Bebe just doing such a good job even landing another one, even though it was blocked there by that Janna shield. So bottom lane, I would give this one to Taipei Assassins, but top, it's really kind of, can Jax scale up as fast as he needs to and prevent Shen from getting into that, super carry God mode split push status that just basically wins the game, because you fight 4v5 and then Shen teleports in, you have 600 extra health and a damage absorbing shield, and then you just win the game. So I think that's going to be about the globals this time around, just because you do have a level 6 Nocturne hanging out in the back waiting to gank for Messiah. So if Toys pushes out a little bit too much, this could be what we're looking for. There's the counter gank coming out from Nocturne and instantaneously flash out backwards from Toys. Will he actually go down?
Wow,
YJTM is, oh my goodness, he's taking under turret.
He's not even died. He can't believe that he's survived that on their Toys. That was absolutely brilliant play. For me, diving right on level 6 against a level 8 Karthus with the slowdown as well from Lil Balls, that wasn't ever going to come out nicely for Nocturne. And for me, he's just overextending himself there. Too much confidence in the wrong place. And that will be first blood going over once again to Taipei Assassins. We saw it in game number 1. Actually, Lil Balls is going to put the pressure down here onto Messiah. Not quite sure that he's got really the damage to be thinking about finishing anything off, but that's the beauty of Karthus. You don't have to finish anyone off. You can let them think they've escaped your little push, and then they're going to be ending up dead in the end of it. We've not seen an ulti yet from Karthus, but you kind of assumed if he did take Karthus down there, Nocturne, he would have fallen anyway afterwards to that ultimate. But YJTM getting a little bit too much in terms of his confidence on this middle turret, and it's first blood for the Taiwanese side.
Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I mean, what is that sorcery? You just, like, you send Karthus. Karthus, you know, known to be really squishy early on. You send him underneath the turret, and then you just have a Shen ult and a level 6 Nocturne. YJTM bit off a little bit more than he could chew there. Now, bottom lane, Bebe's actually doing a really good job at, you know, still staying in lane, even though he only has boots and a health potion. He's just farming it up, sitting at, right now, about 2,800 gold before even going back for the first time.
I don't like this at all. I mean, for me, yeah, okay, he's in the lane. He's actually still got pots left as well, which is just kind of showing you the difference here as to what that's making. But you've got to make a difference. Actually, Trundle is going to be caught out here. Lil Ball's actually trying to juke around, but will get picked off eventually by Rise. And that will help out in this middle lane, obviously, after Karthus did pick himself up that first blood earlier on. And World Elite are going to start off Dragon. I don't think there's really that much that that Taipei Assassins can do about this one. There's the Shen ulti a little bit too early, and that Dragon will be picked up by World Elite. So they lead in gold 15.4 to 14.9, so a 500 gold lead currently for them. Ezreal needs to go home now. He's got 3,200 gold almost. Actually, you know what, just stay and then go home and get Trinity Force straight away.
I was going to say that level, you know, that first back Trinity Force is something that I bet Kaume wishes he had top lane. He's actually already gone ahead and picked up a Phage, and this is a little bit of a hybrid Jax build. He's going to be going for Trinity Force first as well, but as he's not quite as stacked as Ezreal is at the moment, that's actually he has he's down about 1,000 gold, and right now, Jax is doing a really good job. He's able to farm effectively, and that's really what you want to do against, against Shen. If you can just farm the lane out, especially as Jax, you're gonna outcarry just about everybody in the game later on. And so Stanley doesn't really just have to sit there. He actually has triple gold items on Shen, so no matter what happens top lane, he's gonna be making the money and going to be able to get the items he needs, whether it's from minions or just from sitting around getting so much gold from those triple gold items.
Currently, we are seeing Ezreal finally going home. If you were wondering, yes, he is skilling his W first. That's something that we've actually seen a couple of times. Actually, I've noticed here in the Go4LoL Pro Asia. And what's he going to come back with? Phage and Sheen and Berserker Greaves finished back into lane. Thank you very much. Corki currently is a little bit behind on the... actually, he's not. He's ahead in the CS. I tell a lie. He's 2 CS ahead. This could get interesting now, as we see World Elite start to walk their way in down towards this jungle. Blue buff was already taken, though, by Toys. And again, the timing a little bit off by World Elite. The problem that Toys has now, maybe Nocturne is going to come diving in onto him. Shen's ulti is available. Karthus' ulti is available. Ezreal's ulti is even available if that should be needed across the entire map. But we shall see. And Ezreal, Nocturne decides, nah, not going to bother with that one. I'm going to move away. But they've got this ward down. Obviously, an Oracle in the hands of Mistake. That will be picked off. Up at the top, let's have a look at the CS there. Shen 100, Jax 107. So still very, very close stuff between those two. Actually, Jax has gone Phage, moving up in towards Azeel there as well. Obviously, wants to get up towards that Trinity Force. Whereas Shen, Philostone, Heart of Gold, Cage's lucky pick. He's getting his gold for free. Actually, Bebe's going to chase in here onto Janna. Quick combo. Not quite going to be enough. And there's the ultimate from Nocturne actually coming in. Valkyrie was used as well to get across from Corki. But Karthus' ulti is going to cause all kinds of damage. There's a dead Nocturne. Oh, only just though. He got over the top of the wall. Was finished off by Trundle. And I tell you what, that was close. There we go. Missing the kill up at top as well. That's always going to happen when there's damage all over. We'll go back and have a look at that one in a second because Mistake may just go down. No, he's got away from it just about. And now Rise is going low. Ezreal will fall. Rise is finally finished off. Mistake is burning. Not got the heal out in time. Lil Ball's now going to try and take out Corki. There's the general team. Trundle decides, no, I can't stick around for that one. And that will be a quick succession of lots of kills. Leaves us at 4 on 3. Let's quickly go back here up towards the top. Maybe a little bit further behind than that one. So everything was going off there down at the bottom. And we saw Stanley actually started to ulti, but then got stunned up by Jax. The ulti came down from Karthus. Thanks for that auto cam, moving away again. And CM then got ignited. Shen took him down. Let's jump back into live, and we could see that the dragon was taken down. 4 to 3, of course, the kills. 22 to 20,000 gold. Taipei Assassins having the lead with this one. Karthus 102, Shen 101, Trundle 210. However, the other side, Corki 200. That could make a big difference coming later on. Pickaxe, BF Sword, got a Vamp Scepter, Double Doran's Blade, and the Berserker Greaves compared to Ezreal's Phage, Sheen, and Berserker Greaves down in this bottom lane as well. Jax, of course, does now have the Zeal finished on top of the Phage. So, as things calm down once again, Lil Balls is actually having a look at bottom. No one really there for the taking, but so far an amazing, amazing game.
Yeah, and really things are starting to look really good here for Taipei Assassins. You know, everything is really close. They're only up 1 turret. They're only up 1 kill. But the real thing to watch out is that Shen has triple gold items engaged. And that means once this game goes past, I think you need to wait like 8 minutes and 40 seconds for those to start paying off. And every one that you buy lowers that time over and over again, compounding on top of itself. You're just going to see Stanley start to get incredibly strong, but Jax is capable of getting incredibly strong himself. You already see him jumping on top of Stanley there and actually doing a lot of damage, forcing Shen to use one of his many potions, but he has 3 more of those left, so he's going to be able to stay in lane, especially with his Vorpal Blade. Now, middle lane, there's actually a gank going off on Messiah. The snare on Lil Balls will keep him, you know, kind of dancing around his own, you know, pillar of filth. And Messiah is just kind of, you know, dancing around here in middle lane. He's going to farm that out. But Lil Balls, like we mentioned earlier, he does so much work on Trundle. He already has his Dodge Boots, Heart of Gold, and Wriggles engaged. He drops down a pillar built just to kind of, you know, annoy Calmei as he comes down from top lane, running it towards the middle. And we might see a little bit of a group coming up here from World Elite. It does look like Rise and Jax are going to head down towards the bottom lane. We could see a 5-man gank down here. This would be absolutely ridiculous. Shen ult is available, so that could, you know, sort of thwart their plans, but now they're just going for a 2-man dragon attempt. Lil Balls is going to come in here from the side. Messiah is going to zone him out, but now that Corki is here, this dragon is going to fall so quickly. The rest of World Elite is here, but there's the teleport in from Toys. They could get, they're just going to jump onto the dragon. WX is going to go down. Oh my goodness, he gets saved at the very last minute. So much healing going on from Janet. It looks like Lil Balls could go down as well. No, he's so low. Oh my goodness, so many people getting away with just the last amount of their health. And then there's the double kill.
And then there's Karthus. Yeah. There we go. And that's why Karthus is just so ridiculously strong, so annoying as well. And guys, I know I have explained this before, that the client is here a little bit broken. That's because, you know, Riot actually told me that the problem was on their end and that they were going to fix it. They did actually fix the problem on their end. However, apparently my installation was, in fact, just broken. And it took me 9 hours to download the client, so obviously I couldn't do it as a last-minute change here today. But that will be 6-4-2-0 in terms of turrets. 2,500 gold, almost the advantage now for Taipei Assassins. And, of course, they lead in this best of 3, 1-0, which means if they take this game as well, they will be the champions of Season 1 of Go4LoL Pro Asia. And I say Season 1 because Season 2 is already in the works, which makes Joe a very happy person.
And everybody else watching, if you guys have enjoyed Go4LoL Pro Asia Season 1, then you know, go ahead and let everybody know that Season 2 is going to be even more awesome. You have, you know, exciting teams like World Elite and Taipei Assassins. You also have the Korean teams also participating in Season 2 in force, and it's just going to be even more awesome than what we've already seen so far here today. It is only 6-4, so the numbers are still pretty close. I mean, even the gold count still within a couple thousand, but Stanley's going to get jumped on here by CM. Jax looking to get a massive amount of damage done here, but he's just taking so much damage in return. He really can't keep trading here, and he's going to back off there after losing about half of his health, and Shen's going to be able to heal that back up there. Has a Philosopher's Stone, has actually a Sunfire Cape, and you actually see that do a majority of that damage. Messiah and YGTM just kind of farming out middle lane, and everybody kind of backing off back to their lanes. Although when you've lost 2 turrets middle, that's going to leave your middle lane extremely, extremely vulnerable. And the middle turrets really kind of open up the rest of the map, so you're going to see Lil Ball's able to kind of go where he pleases Mundo's status. And though Mundo was one of the only bans that we were able to see, it looks like he's kind of, taking up that role and just doing a lot of work on Trundle. Now, Nocturne is up at top lane, wanted to go for a gank, but Jax actually is just so low, he's not going to actually be able to look to do that for a while. It's going to try to heal up off of these double golems, but I don't think that's going to be enough to, gank top lane, and may just actually opt to go back there. Nocturne kind of holding lane, and there's a pause coming out.
Yeah, not sure why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see everyone in their lanes on the map, so not sure exactly why. We are actually going to be.
I would turn on all chat, but that's not very helpful.
Well, we're getting the resume here anyway.
All right, so just a little bit of a lull in the action, but we are back and things are close, and it's still anyone's game. I definitely think that if it goes to the late game, Toys is going to start to get really big, but Jax, I think, that could just be so much damage, and really something that Ezreal may not be able to deal with. So I'll be excited to see what Calmay has to bring to the later phases of this game.
Let's have a look then quickly at the CS while we've got a bit of a lull in the action. Ezreal 188. To the 193, so Corki ahead there. Also in kills as well, 210. Got the Infinity Edge, double Doran's Blade, and the Berserker Greaves compared to Ezreal's BF Sword plus Phage and Sheen. And there's another pause. And yeah, apparently it's WX who's having problems. And that's probably the last person in the team that they really want to be struggling with right now. Karthus 302, 227 CS compared to Rise's 212 and 197. CS, and Cards actually haunting, guys. The Rod of the Ages, Cage's lucky pick, plus a blasting one in there. And Rise currently also Rod of Ages. Got the tier also working his way up towards the usual Banshee's Veil there as well, by the looks of things. In terms of the jungle, in fact, let's have a look quickly at the total gold amounts between these. So Karthus 8,500. Rise almost 7,500, so that's a nice difference there. Obviously, Corki with that kill advantage is round about 500 gold advantage over Ezreal. The CS, not so much of a difference. Shen is leading in the CS currently and is, well, almost 2,000 gold more than Jax currently, which is maybe part of the reason why Jax is struggling to actually sit there and trade with him. Obviously, with that Sunfire Cape on as well, is never going to be an easy thing to work with either. So we have the pause going on. The question is, how long is it going to take? Is it going to be epic pause music needed, or is it going to be all okay? Actually, I think WX did, in fact, just reconnect to the game there. So
and we have Go coming out from Messiah. Mistake says Go as well. So we should be resuming here any second now. Although there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will be able to get back into the game.
So here we go then. As we see Lil Ball starting to edge his way down in towards this bottom lane. Not sure that he's been seen. In fact, I don't think that he's been seen. And he's going to wait. Of course, his turret still is standing there. So there's definitely the possibility of escaping to this turret. Actually, Nocturne's coming in the back as well. So we could possibly even see a 3-on-3 situation in this bottom lane going on. Jax actually started to push the top lane down as well, but this bottom lane is where it's really interesting. Lil Balls did port away home. That's not going to happen. And we stay at a 2.6k gold advantage for Taipei Assassins. 6-4 they are, of course, in the lead. And I fear for Jax a little bit, you know. Actually, they're going to dive in here on Stanley. Is Stanley the one that you really want to be diving into? I'm not 100% sure on that one. And Lil Boys is going to come in as well. Oh, Ezreal ulti will be dodged. There's a flash on Lil Boys. And I tell you what, Rise needs to get the hell away from this one. His position is going to be pinged. Karthus not really in a position to get around there. And Messiah will escape from this one. Actually, portaling him there just in the small brush. Actually, WX has gone aggressive in middle as well. Is going to be kept away though because bananas are indeed OP. Plus, you know, lay waste, they do hurt as well. And there is a Valkyrie off from Corky. He's not going to stick around and wait for that one. And that will bring us to 7-5. Still around 3.3 thousand gold. Actually, I've almost getting caught out there. Not quite as much as may have been intended. And that will be Taipei Assassins holding strong. And actually, Ezreal's going to get a fair chunk of damage onto this bottom turret as well. In fact, he should be able to, or if he wanted to at least, finish off this bottom turret. The rest of the team did go home.
Yeah, and I think that was a really smart decision there by Bebe. He didn't know where 4 members of World Elite were, and he's like, well, if they want to come down here and kill me, they could probably do that whenever they wanted. So just gonna, you know, take the safe road out of there, back out, and you know, go back and spend. Let's see, he's sitting on once again another couple thousand gold. So he'll be able to pick up either a Bloodthirster. Yeah, there we go, Bloodthirster before a Trinity Force. But speaking of Trinity Force, haven't actually seen that been picked up by anybody here. Although we could see, well, we could see about 3 of them. Although, yeah, Shen and then Corky and Jax all could pick up that Trinity Force. But it looks like the counter turret could be picked up here. World Elite go ahead and pick up their first turret of the game in that mid lane. And I think that's, you know, they're going to roll around here and try for the dragon as well. And it's looking good.
Yeah, I can't really see a too much of a problem, although Baby obviously can jump over the back, and well, it won't matter anyway. Dragon is taken down. Top lane, though, had been pushed there by Shen, as you would probably expect from any decent, half-decent Shen, even though I'm not even going to say decent, because that's just what Shen is. But we are seeing them push up now. Jax is there. The question is, will they get any kind of gank off here onto Shen? The pings are coming down, so they know that that team of Taipei Assassins has moved up. Rise is coming around, decides to take the safe route, and rightly so. There are 5 from, or if I could count, there are 4 from Taipei Assassins in this top side. Ezreal was just farming in the bottom again. But slowly but surely, you know, this gold is starting to creep back fairly decently for World Elite. They've had pretty much the entire control of the dragon as well, which is obviously going to make a nice difference to them in terms of how the gold is separated between these 2 sides. Jax currently has got that sheen now, so moving up a little bit closer, but now Shen's just picked up a giant belt as well, so maybe even just enough to counter out what that sheen is going to be bringing into him. But overall, this game still Rapid could go either way.
Yeah, I definitely think so, but you got to keep an eye on the gold differences. About 500 separating the 80 carries, but the real difference are those gold per 5s on Shen. If you check out how much gold he is up at 9,200 gold, whereas Jax is just sitting at 7,300, so that's a 2,000 gold difference that is just going to start to make Shen's split pushing so much more effective. Because when you split push, you want to be able to 1v1. Can't really 1v1 Jax, but when you're that far ahead, it's definitely going to be possible. Stanley already having completed his Warmogs and his Sunfire Cape, so he has health out of, well, basically every orifice of his body. It is just so much.
Almost exactly 2,000 gold ahead, actually, now.
Oh my goodness.
Of Jax, who's just got in there for the Executioner's Call. An interesting choice. And Rise has finished Frozen Heart before he went up maybe towards a Banshee's Veil. We are seeing that the whole Baron area is now the support fight that we're seeing. Wards going down on both sides. Obviously, Soraka getting in there and clearing out what Janna has just thrown down. Actually, Shen is going to start jumping in now onto Stanley, and Stanley knows that probably can't stand and trade this one, that the rest of the team are going to be coming in around the side. He needs to be careful here, Stanley. The rest of the team are coming in onto him, and he's going to get caught out. Question is, have they got the damage to actually finish him off here? And we will see. I'm not sure this is the best fight they could ever take, but there's a teleport in from Karthus as well. YJTM going low and surely going to get away just about there, but Toys is still there, still doing the damage. Finally, they've finished him off. Here comes the ulti from Karthus, and it will pop all of them almost. Messiah and Ive are still alive, but that's not going to be too much to worry them. Messiah says, you know what, let them have that Baron. I'm not going to go anywhere near that one. Actually, he stops his recall, so maybe he will try and get in there for these last hits, but they've got no vision, and that is going to mean this Baron does go over to Taipei Assassins. A hard-fought one as well, and that's the beauty about Shen with so much HP Rapid, that he can literally stand there and pull 4 guys onto him, and then the rest of the team turns up. Obviously, Karthus decided, you know what, I'm going to teleport straight into that one. You've got Ezreal who came up as well, and all of a sudden, that 1 versus 4 turns into a 5 versus 4.
Yeah, and Joe, exactly what you were saying. Toys just came in there, and Taipei Assassins played that perfectly. They didn't go for any kills. They just kind of harassed them down. You saw Ezreal teleport back and forth over that little wall, just getting down the poke damage, poking everybody down to get low, and then all of a sudden you see Karthus get a double kill with his ult, and that's exactly how you're supposed to play that with Karthus. You get them low, haven't finished them off, and then you just play it safe and pick up the win, and they definitely came out ahead in that team fight. They picked up kills and got the Baron buff. They're ahead 2 turrets as it is 3-1, and closing in on well, 5,000 gold lead here, so almost 6,000. And Taipei Assassins are definitely looking to start carrying into the late game. You already see Shen with ridiculous amounts of gold right now. He's almost on Karthus' level. Karthus is 5-1 with 300 CS, and that's just, it's absolutely ridiculous, especially on the carry.
Karthus is now exactly almost 2,000 gold ahead of Rise, and Shen is 2k gold ahead of Jax. Ezreal 9,700 is only slightly above Corki's position currently. Jungle wise 7,000 to 6,000, so there's an advantage there for Taipei Assassins as well. And of course, Soraka is also 400 gold ahead of Janna at this point. But we are going to see this inhibitor turret is going to go down. Shen putting in the aggression. And again, you know, when Shen baits a team so hard, and we saw that Rise pretty much blow everything onto Shen there, when the rest of the team comes in, you're like, oh, now I've just got to auto-attack to win this fight or what? And that's something that just didn't work out. And we are seeing somewhat of a fight coming in here. Counter-Strike only will stun one of them. But where's the focus from Taipei Assassins? They start to go over towards WX. Messiah is fairly tanky. YJTM is going to go down. Actually, it was an auto-attack from Karthus that finished him off there. The inhibitor is still alive, but we are going to see that taken down quickly by Ezreal as they're moving onto Messiah's position as well. This is a sure kill. And again, it's a Karthus kill. He's now 7-1-5. Oh, and Corki has quit. Jax has quit. Rage quitting for the Chinese side of World Elite right now. They are not happy about this one. There goes the there goes the surrender. Well, they'd already quit anyway, so whatever. And that will be Taipei Assassins picking up Season 1 of the Go4LoL Pro Asia tournament, and with a dominating performance. This second game, for me, a lot more one-sided than what we saw in the first game. But still, I have to give credit to World Elite because they didn't quite throw it away the whole time. They managed to get a Baron in game number 1, which shouldn't have been theirs, actually. But here we go then. Quick rundown of the scoreboard for Taipei Assassins. BB on Ezreal 2-2-8. Lil Balls on Trundle 2-1-8. Mistake on Soraka 1-1-12. On Toys on Karthus, obviously a big difference here. 324 CS. 7-1-5 in kills. Stanley, healthy as can be. Plenty of gold from those GP10 items. Actually had 3 of them there by the end. And he finishes 2-1-10. And just a strong performance by Taipei Assassins. We will no doubt be seeing them when it comes to those Season 2 championships, looking to beat everyone. They're going to be a big favorite from what we've seen of that one as well. Don't forget, guys, I will be giving out on Twitter a bunch of K9 NASA